There's something missing from your kitchen right now that's going to starve you. Not a gun, not a water filter, not a bunker, a $7 jar of yeast. Without it, you'll never make bread again. That 50-pound bag of flour you stockpiled, useless. Just powder sitting in a bucket while your family asks why you can't bake anything. And it's not just yeast, it's a dozen invisible items hiding in plain sight at every grocery store. Items that cost pocket change today. Items that become priceless when supply chains snap. The preppers you see on YouTube? They're stacking ammunition and MRS and tactical gear. Content that gets clicks, content that looks impressive. The preppers who actually survive, they're quietly filling their carts with boring stuff. Vinegar, powdered milk, honey, items that don't make thumbnails but make the difference between eating and starving. I've talked to people who lived through Rio collapse, Venezuela, Bosnia, Puerto Rico. You know what they wish they'd stockpiled? Not guns, kitchen staples. The ingredients that turn raw supplies into actual food. 13 items, all cheap, all overlooked. All being hoarded right now by people who understand what's actually coming. Total cost under $130. That's it. $130 for a complete survival kitchen. Let's get into it. Number 1. Active dry yeast. You've got flour. 50 pounds, maybe 100. You feel prepared. You're not. Without yeast, flour is paste. It's wallpaper glue. It's edible, barely, but it's not bread, not pizza dough, not rolls. Not anything that makes calories feel like food. Yeast is alive. It's a living organism that eats sugar, farts carbon dioxide, and makes dough rise. That biological process is the only thing standing between your flour stockpile and actual bread. And here's what nobody tells you: yeast dies. That packet in your drawer right now, check the date. If it's expired, it's probably dead. Even fresh yeast loses potency over time. It's sensitive to heat, moisture, and age. Experienced preppers stock yeast deep. Jars, not packets. Packets are single-use. Jars last longer once opened and give you dozens of uses. They stored frozen. Frozen yeast lasts 2 years or more. Room temperature, maybe 6 months, and they know how to test it. Warm water, pinch of sugar, spoonful of yeast. If it foams in 10 minutes, it's alive. If it doesn't, it's dead and your bread isn't rising. A $7 jar of yeast gives you months of bread. Without it, that flour you're so proud of sits in a bucket doing nothing while your family eats rice again. Got yeast. Is it alive? Number 2. White vinegar. A gallon of white vinegar costs $3. $3 for one of the most versatile substances you can stockpile. Start with food. Vinegar preserves. Before refrigeration, pickling was how humans kept vegetables edible for months. Cucumbers, onions, peppers, anything you grow can be preserved in vinegar. It's a cooking acid, marinades, dressings, sauces. It balances flavors, it tenderizes meat. A splash transforms bland survival food into something you actually want to eat. Now cleaning, vinegar kills bacteria on contact. Countertops, cutting boards, dishes, no soap required. Mixed with water, it's an all-purpose cleaner that costs pennies per bottle. It removes mineral deposits. Hard water buildup on pots, vinegar. Cloudy glasses? Vinegar. Clogged shower heads, vinegar. Medical uses. Diluted vinegar soothes sunburn, treats minor skin infections, and works as an antiseptic for small wounds. It's been used medicinally for thousands of years. It repels insects, spray around doorways and windows. Ants hate it, many bugs avoid it. It even helps laundry. A cup in the rinse cycle softens clothes and removes soap residue when you re-hand washing with limited water. Experienced preppers don't buy 1 gallon. They buy 10, 20. It never spoils. It never loses potency. It just sits there waiting to solve 50 different problems. $3 a gallon, unlimited uses, forever shelf life. Why don't you have more? Number 3. Powdered milk. Fresh milk disappears day 1. No refrigeration means no liquid dairy. And suddenly every recipe that needs milk becomes impossible. Baking. Most bread recipes need milk. Cakes, biscuits, pancakes all require dairy. Coffee? 40% of coffee drinkers use cream or milk. Without it, they're drinking bitter black liquid they hate. Nutrition. Growing kids need calcium. Without dairy sources, bone development suffers. Powdered milk solves this instantly. Here's what powdered milk actually is. Real milk with the water removed, that's it. Reconstitute with water and you have milk again, not as tasty as fresh. Completely functional for every cooking and baking application, the shelf life is incredible. Unopened, stored cool and dry, powdered milk lasts 25 years. Even opened, it remains usable for months. And here's the trick experienced preppers know. You don't drink it straight, that's where people fail. They mix it, taste it, hate it, and assume it's worthless. Use it for cooking, for baking, for coffee creamer. Mixed into oatmeal, mashed potatoes, sauces. Applications where texture and fresh taste don't matter but the dairy content does. A single box reconstitutes into multiple gallons of milk, cost about $15. That's $15 for months of dairy capability when every fresh source has vanished. Number 4. Powdered eggs. Fresh eggs are gone in 72 hours. No refrigeration, no chicken feed, no supply chain. The egg section of your grocery store becomes empty shelves and broken dreams. And without eggs, your kitchen cripples. Baking. Eggs bind ingredients. They provide structure, they create lift. Most baked goods are impossible without eggs. Your flour, sugar, and baking powder sit useless without eggs to activate them. Breakfast. Scrambled eggs, omelets, fried eggs. The fastest, easiest protein-dense meal, gone. Cooking? Eggs bread meat, they thicken sauces, they enrich pasta dough. A dozen applications disappear overnight. Powdered eggs solve this completely. They're real eggs, dehydrated and powdered. Add water, you have liquid eggs again. Scramble them, bake with them. Use them in any recipe calling for eggs. Taste difference, yes. Texture in scrambled form? Different, but in baking, undetectable. Cookies, cakes, breads, all work perfectly with reconstituted powdered eggs. Shelf life is the real magic. Properly stored, powdered eggs last 10 years. A single number 10 can equals approximately 72 eggs. For $15, compare that to fresh eggs that spoil in weeks and cost more per egg. Experienced preppers stock powdered eggs alongside flour, sugar, and yeast. Because without eggs, that baking stockpile is incomplete. You've got flour, you've got sugar. You've got yeast. Can you actually bake anything? Number 5. Cooking oil. Fat is survival. Literally, your body needs fat to absorb vitamins D, E, and K. Without dietary fat, you become malnourished even while eating enough calories. This is documented. This kills people, and fat is the first thing that disappears from most survival diets. Rice, no fat. Beans, minimal fat. Canned vegetables, no fat. The staples everyone stockpiles are almost fat-free. Cooking oil fixes this instantly. 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil contains 120 calories and 14 grams of fat. That's dense survival nutrition in liquid form. Beyond nutrition, oil makes cooking possible. You can't fry without oil. You can't properly saute. Food sticks, burns, becomes inedible. Oil transforms raw ingredients into actual meals. It seasons cast iron. It preserves tools from rust. It conditions leather. It lubricates moving parts. Survival uses beyond the kitchen multiply. And here's what most preppers miss. Shelf life varies dramatically. Refined oils, coconut oil especially, last year's. Unrefined oils go rancid in months. Buy refined, store cool and dark, rotate stock. A 5-liter container costs about $20. That's months of cooking capability and fat-soluble vitamin absorption. Everyone stocks rice and beans. Almost nobody stocks enough oil to actually cook them properly. Your survival diet is fat deficient by design. Oil fixes it. How many months of oil do you have? Number 6. Raw honey. Honey doesn't expire, ever. Archaeologists found honey in Egyptian tombs, 3,000 years old, still edible. This isn't marketing hype, it's chemistry. Honey's sugar concentration is so high that bacteria can't survive in it. No bacteria means no spoilage. No spoilage means infinite shelf life. That alone makes it worth stockpiling, but it does more: medicine. Honey is antibacterial. Applied to wounds, it prevents infection and speeds healing. This isn't folk remedy, it's documented in medical journals. Hospitals use medical-grade honey for burn treatment, cough suppressant. Honey coats throats, reduces irritation, suppresses coughs. More effective than many commercial cough medicines according to multiple studies. Energy, pure sugar in bioavailable form. Instant calories when you need quick energy. Athletes use honey for this exact purpose. Preservative, honey preserves fruit. Mix berries into honey and they last for months. Ancient preservation technique that still works. Sweetener. When your sugar runs out, honey remains. Sweeten coffee, tea, oatmeal, baking, different flavor, same function. Fermentation. Honey plus water plus time equals mead. Alcohol production from a single ingredient. One jar costs $15 and lasts forever. Multiple uses, zero expiration. Critical applications, it crystallizes over time. This isn't spoilage. Warm it gently and it liquefies again. Repeat indefinitely. Honey is medicine, food, preservative, and energy in one jar. Why do you only have one? Number 7. Bulk oats, $1 per pound. That's what oats cost, $1. For that dollar, you get approximately 1,700 calories. Complete breakfast for a family, enough carbohydrates to fuel a day of physical work. Find me a cheaper survival food, you can't. Oats are the ultimate budget prep. $20 buys 20 pounds. 20 pounds feeds a family breakfast for a month. But they're not just breakfast. Grind oats into flour, a blender works, a grain mill is better. Oat flour substitutes for wheat flour in many recipes. Suddenly your oat stockpile becomes bread, cookies, and pancakes, thicken soups and stews. A handful of oats added to liquid thickens it, stretches meals further. Makes thin soup feel substantial, add to ground meat. Oats extend hamburger, meatloaf, meatballs, less meat required per serving. Your meat stockpile lasts longer. Skin treatment. Oatmeal baths soothe rashes, itching, chicken pox, and skin irritation. Colloidal oatmeal is a recognized medical treatment. Storage is simple. Dry oats in sealed containers last 20 to 30 years. No special equipment needed, just keep them dry. Buy them at any grocery store. Costco sells 50-pound bags for roughly $40. There's no prep cheaper than oats. No calories more affordable. No breakfast simpler to prepare. One pot, water, oats, heat, 5 minutes to hot food. What's your excuse for not having 100 pounds? Number 8. Cornstarch. For dollars, that's what a box of cornstarch costs. And it does everything. Thickening, this is the primary use. Cornstarch thickens sauces, gravies, soups, stews. 1 tablespoon thickens 1 cup of liquid. Transforms thin, watery cooking into rich, substantial meals. Gravy is impossible without a thickener. Cornstarch makes it possible. Your meat drippings become sauce instead of waste. But here's what nobody mentions. Cornstarch replaces a dozen other products. Baby powder, pure cornstarch. That's all commercial baby powder ever was. Prevents diaper rash, absorbs moisture. For dollars versus $15 for the branded version, anti-chafing, applied to thighs, underarms, anywhere skin rubs. Prevents the friction injuries that make movement painful. Deodorant boost, mixed with baking soda, it absorbs sweat and odor. DIY deodorant that actually works. Dry shampoo. Rubbed into oily hair, it absorbs grease, brush out, and hair looks cleaner. Essential when water is limited. Cleaning, paste of cornstarch and water cleans windows, polishes silver, removes grease stains from fabric. First aid. Absorbs moisture around bandages, keeps wound areas dry. Prevents maceration from trapped sweat. Untraceable footprints, dust on floors reveals intruders. Security application nobody mentions, shelf life indefinite if kept dry. A box lasts years for dollars, dozens of uses. Medicine, cooking, hygiene, cleaning, security. How many boxes do you have? Probably one, half empty by 10. Number 9. Unscented bleach, 8 drops. That's all it takes. 8 drops of unscented bleach in 1 gallon of questionable water. Wait 30 minutes. The water is now safe to drink. This is EPA-approved methodology. Not prepper folklore, not survivalist myth. Official government guidance for emergency water disinfection. Bleach kills bacteria, viruses, and parasites that would otherwise destroy your digestive system. Giardia, E. coli, cholera, all dead from 8 drops. A single gallon of bleach disinfects nearly 4,000 gallons of water. For 1,000 gallons, for $4, find me a cheaper water purification method. You can't, but bleach does more than water. Sanitation, diluted bleach disinfects toilets, surfaces, medical equipment. When plumbing fails and disease threatens, bleach becomes the frontline defense against epidemic. Laundry, whitens, sanitizes, removes biological contamination from clothes. Critical when someone's sick and bedding needs genuine disinfection. Food safety, diluted bleach washes produce, killing surface bacteria. Standard practice in commercial food processing, important details, unscented only. Scented bleach contains additives unsafe for consumption. Check the label, nothing except sodium hypochlorite and water. Concentration matters, standard 8.5% sodium hypochlorite. Higher concentrations require fewer drops. Lower concentrations require more, shelf life limitation, bleach degrades. After 12 months, it loses potency. Rotate your stock annually for dollars. For 1,000 gallons of safe water, infinite sanitation capability. This is the cheapest prep with the highest impact. Why isn't there more under your sink? Number 10. Bullion cubes. Plain rice is survival. Rice with broth is a meal. That psychological difference matters more than nutritionists admit. When every meal tastes like cardboard, people stop eating. Food fatigue is documented. It kills morale, then it kills people. Bullion cubes fix this for pennies. 1 cube dissolved in hot water creates instant broth, chicken, beef, vegetable. Flavor that transforms bland staples into something your brain accepts as real food. Drop a cube into cooking rice, suddenly it's flavored rice. Drop a cube into beans, suddenly it's bean soup. Drop a cube into boiling pasta, suddenly it's something you actually want to eat. The psychological value is immense. But there's practical value too. Sodium, your body needs salt, Bullion provides it. During physical labor, you're sweating out electrolytes. Broth replaces them, hot liquid in cold conditions. Hot broth warms your core. Faster and more effective than hot water alone because the salt helps your body retain heat. Sick care. When someone can't eat solid food, broth provides hydration, sodium, and minimal calories. Classic sick food for good reason. Storage perfection. Bullion cubes are tiny, lightweight, and last for years. A box of 24 cubes costs $5 and weighs almost nothing. Experienced preppers stock hundreds of cubes, different flavors for variety. Stuffed into every kit, every bag, every cache. $5 transforms months of bland survival eating into meals with actual flavor. Your mental health depends on food tasting like food. Number 11. Peanut butter. Open the jar. Grab a spoon, eat. No cooking, no preparation. No water required, no heat needed, just calories directly into your mouth. This is peanut butter's superpower. When you can't cook, when fuel is scarce, when time is critical, peanut butter feeds you instantly. And it's dense, incredibly dense. 1 tablespoon contains 94 calories. 1 jar contains roughly 2,800 calories. That's an entire day's energy in a single container. Protein. Peanut butter delivers 7 grams per serving. In a survival diet heavy on carbohydrates, this protein is critical for muscle maintenance. Fat, 16 grams per serving, the healthy fats your body needs for vitamin absorption and long-term energy. Shelf life surprises people. Unopened commercial peanut butter lasts 2 years, some brands longer. Even opened, it remains safe for months without refrigeration. Versatility expands its value, spread on bread, crackers, or eaten straight. Mix into oatmeal for protein-enhanced breakfast. Use a sauce base for noodles, bake into cookies. Add to smoothies for calories, kid-friendly matters. When children refuse unfamiliar survival food, peanut butter is familiar. It's normal, they'll eat it without complaint. Warning: allergies. Peanut allergies are serious. Know your family's status. Alternatives exist. Sunflower butter, almond butter, but they're more expensive. $8 per jar, nearly 3,000 calories. Zero preparation required. Grab a spoon, survive. How many jars deep is your stockpile? Number 12. Heavy-duty aluminum foil. A roll of aluminum foil costs $15. For that $15, you get 100 survival tools in one package. Start with cooking. Foil creates pots from nothing. Shape it into a bowl, fill with food, place near heat. Primitive cooking method that works anywhere. Wrap food in foil, bury in coals, hobo dinners. Campfire cooking without equipment. Meat, vegetables, potatoes, all cooked in foil packets. Solar cooking, foil reflects sunlight. Line a cardboard box with foil, angle toward sun, and you've built a solar oven. Reaches temperatures high enough to cook food and purify water, signaling. Foil reflects light for miles. Emergency signal mirror when you have nothing else. Attracts rescue aircraft, alerts distant parties. Insulation. Foil reflects radiant heat. Layer behind you and a fire's warmth reflects back. Sleep warmer with foil between you and cold ground. Faraday protection. Wrap electronics in multiple foil layers. Protects against EMP. Whether you believe the threat or not, the protection costs nothing. Waterproofing. Foil keeps moisture out. Wrap matches, electronics, documents, instant waterproof container. Bird deterrent. Strips of foil frighten birds from gardens. Protects food crops from pest damage. Fishing lures. Small foil pieces attract fish. Primitive fishing technique that works. A single roll provides dozens of uses over months of need. $15. Unlimited applications. What's in your drawer? One half-used roll. Number 13. Plastic sheeting. Tarp. $12 stands between you and the elements. A basic plastic tarp costs $12. It weighs almost nothing. It folds to the size of a paperback book. And it solves problems that kill people. Shelter. Stretched between trees, a tarp becomes a roof. Rain, snow, sun, all blocked. Primitive shelter constructed in minutes with cordage and a single tarp. Ground cover between you and cold earth. The ground steals body heat through conduction. A tarp breaks that contact. Warmer sleep, better survival. Water collection. Tarp angled into a container catches rainwater. Gallons of free water from a single storm. In dry regions, this is survival itself. Window replacement. When storms break windows, cold invades homes. Tarp and tape seal the breach. Interior temperature maintained. Heating costs preserved. Concealment. Tarp oversupplies hides them from view. Over vehicles, over caches, over anything you don't want visible. Wound management. Clean tarp surface becomes sterilish work area for emergency medical treatment when nothing else is available. Body removal, the dark application nobody discusses. When death comes, bodies need handling. Tarp wraps remains for burial or transport. Hauling, pile supplies on tarp, drag the tarp. Improvised sled for moving heavy loads without equipment. $12 shelter, water, concealment, medical, transport. One item solving problems that would otherwise end you. Do you have one? Do you have 3? 13 items. Count the total cost. Yeast, $7. Vinegar, $3. Powdered milk, $15. Powdered eggs, $15. Cooking oil 20, honey 15. Oats $10 for 10 pounds, cornstarch for dollars. Bleach for dollars, bullion $5. Peanut butter $8. Aluminum foil 15, plastic sheeting 12. $133 total. That's less than one tactical flashlight, less than one case of MRS, less than one survival knife from a YouTube sponsor. And it covers gaps that guns and freeze-dried food can't touch. You can't shoot your way to bread. You can't intimidate water into being safe. You can't threaten your rice into having flavor. Survival is boring. It's kitchens and calories and sanitation. It's making bread rise and keeping wounds clean and turning bland food into something your family will actually eat. The preppers who understand this are filling grocery carts right now. Not with tactical gear, with yeast, with vinegar, with honey. The invisible items that actually determine who eats and who starves. Everyone else is watching videos about bunkers and bug-out bags and ballistic equipment. Looking prepared, feeling prepared, dying with a full ammunition stockpile and no way to bake bread. $133, one grocery store trip. 13 items that transform survival from theory into reality. What's in your cart?